So the video actually has started, and now it's got me further back than I want to be. You're welcome. Alright. So, considering I have nothing else to do, and we're on quarantine for Lord knows how long, I wanted to do a video of me painting from start to finish with my actual voice to give you instructionals. I'm going to try my hardest to keep this PG. I can't guarantee it'll be G-rated, but I'm going to do my best to not say bad words so kids can watch this. So I start out, this I do believe is a 16 by 20 canvas. Yes, it is. So in preparation, the first thing I do is I tape off all of my edges. So you guys get to watch me do that. How fun does that sound? I don't always do this. If it's a painting I'm going to keep for myself, I'm not doing it because I don't care what the edges look like. But if it's a painting that I'm going to attempt to sell, then I kind of want to make sure the edges are as protected as possible. For me, I'm like, it's going to go on a wall. What do I care what it looks like? You'll notice my entire surface is covered with plastic wrap. I don't know if that's one of the like protected items right now, so I'm sorry if it is. If you're watching this 10 years from now, it's the coronavirus. Life has gotten really, really crazy, which is why I have nothing else to do in the middle of the spring market. There's no houses being sold, so here we are. I hope everyone is staying safe and just trying to keep themselves out of trouble. I hope they're socially distanced. My little soapbox for a second, I do not like that phrase. I think we need to call it physical distance, because if we socially distant, we're all gonna wind up insane. So there's that. But now that all of my sides are pretty much taped, what I'm going to do is I'm going to prop this up on cups. Now, why am I putting it up on cups? It's so all of this is not just sitting directly in paint. I reuse all of my cups. If I actually mix my paint in these, I reuse them. So they're covered in gunk and craziness. The insides are nuts. This one I made something that looks really pretty purple in. But I use them to prop up my paintings. That way, the paint can just drip off. And it makes my life a little bit easier on cleanup. And because I also make jewelry, this plastic, when the paint dries on it, you can peel it up and actually use it to make different bezeled pieces. So like, I don't know if you can see this. This one looks like hell, but I can put the dried paint behind this and actually turn it into an artistic piece. So we're propped up. What do I do next? Oh God, my brain's fried since coronavirus. I'm gonna take some coffee here. So I wanted to make sure that I upped a little bit of one of my colors, so you guys will get to see me do that. I'm going to do black because I use black a lot. And because I wasn't thinking about doing this, I already did the white. So there's that. So my base colors are my white and my black. I use tons and tons and tons of them. So they consist of Flood or Floetrol, which is a paint thinner, and then acrylic paint. I don't actually use water in my bases, mostly because I found that if these are watered down too much, then they don't adhere to the canvas the way I like them to, because I really don't use gesso. Gesso is something that helps canvases be sticky and helps paint adhere to them. Most modern day canvas come pre-gessoed, so I try and just save product, because if I can, that's what I'm gonna do. Does it always work in my favor? Absolutely not. But At least I tried. If there's a hill I'm going to die on, it's going to be the hill of me trying to save money and keep money in my pocket. So I've got both of those in there. I'm just going to shake them until I feel like they're well combined, which means I'm also going to get the white in on this one. The more you shake them, the more you can break down the buildup that can be in the Floetrol, because it can create boogers in the tips of your canisters here. And those buggers are gross. So I guess, do I want to do a white background or do I want to do a black background? I'm going to put on gloves before you guys freak out. I've had these for a long time. I only use them for painting. And that's what we got. So it's not like I have a bunch. That's literally it. So I'm not holding out on our medical professionals is what I'm saying. And the ones I do have, I have offered to give to a medical professional, someone who works with children with autism. She's fighting me on it, but I'm working on it here. Let's see. All right, so one of the next things I do is I am going to prep this canvas, but it's going to be prepped with my base color. So what does prep mean? Prep essentially means I'm going to pour a bunch of paint on, and I'm going to use my little squeegee to move it around, and then I'm going to add more to it. It just helps the paint actually move, which makes my life a hell of a lot easier, and it means I'm wasting less paint. I'm wasting my base colors, but those aren't my expensive ones. Which is, you know, the necessity. Because like a lot of you know that I use metallic and glitter paints for pretty much everything. They're not cheap. They're actually fairly expensive, and I want to save those. So there's no rhyme or reason to the pattern I just put down. If you're like, ooh, I wonder what she's doing. I wonder if there's a reason for that. No, it's just me coating the canvas. It just keeps my ADD mind happy. All right, so the only other thing I'm going to do before I actually add a little bit more paint to this is I'm going to hit my sides. This will save me some frustration later on. I mean, not a lot of frustration, but it'll save me some. So I'm thinking, because we're going through a time where the country needs to heal, where people are getting sick and dying more so than usual, I want to do colors that are joyful and feel slightly healing, at least in my head. So that's what I'm going to try and roll with. Did I get everything on this side, you guys? Help me out here. Not like I could see a message if you send it to me anyway, but, you know, for conversational purposes. Okay. So that's done. Boom. Also, I don't know if you can hear the low frequency music I have going on in the background, but it's supposed to raise positive vibes. Everyone's stressed out, so I'm over here just trying to bring positive vibes into everybody's life. Okay. So, we've got tons of paint over here. That's a white spot. Or it's a glare. Who knows? The light above us is wild. Gary installed this super powerful LED light that just blinds me every time I come down here. All right, so colors that make you feel good. I'm thinking greens, blues, and some golds. I hope you guys are down with me on that because that's what I'm rolling with. So I haven't been down here in a while, so I'm going to shake all my paints just a little bit. Let's see what we can create here. Now, you guys probably have seen my videos. I tend to use a decent amount of color. And that's so everything moves. And I know that probably doesn't make a lot of sense until you actually do this, but there's that. Doing my best here. I'm thinking, ooh, this is always a good color. This is malachite. It's a glitter green. It's super duper pretty. I just, ugh, booger. There we go. We'll get that off of there. I want this to flood right over the edges. Yeah, confetti glitter. What do you guys say? We down? Sound like a good plan? We'll use that straight down the center here. Now, this may look like it's gray. It's not. It's a white, almost clear base that has tons and tons of glitter in it. So when it dries, it'll actually dry fairly clear, but you'll see all of that glitter. So it's almost like just giving whatever color you're going to put over it a beautiful boost. This color never looks right in here. This is my metallic peacock. It's closer to this color, not this color. But it looks weird. I don't know why. It's always looked weird. It's how it identifies. And that was at least the last time I used it. So let's see what we have here. It might actually be lighter. It's been a minute. It is lighter. But it's still got lots of metallic-ness to it. You like these technological terms I'm using here, you guys? Actually, there's one other color I want to add to kind of bring this together with this. And that's Aqua Flash. This one shifts between different shades of blue and green, which is just lovely. And I feel like it just really ties everything together. So, I hope you guys are doing okay through all of this. I know life is pretty wild right now. I'm stuck at home. My husband is still working, which is lucky for me, but I know a lot of you guys are out of work right now and suffering. Or at least you're okay now, but understand that the future is not going to be as certain. So I'm hoping that my posts can help bring you guys a little bit of happiness, a little bit of joy, and at least give you something to do. Like, if you're going to be stuck home, you might as well make a mess with the kids, right? And let me tell you, this is something you can get messy with. Oh, I just put down glitter black. I should probably tell you guys what I'm doing. That's just straight up black glitter. So it dries completely clear, except you see all of that black glitter. Now I should probably just do a little bit of white. Vanessa, your mom's going to be mad at me. She's going to say I'm using too much white. Tell her I'm sorry. So I am going to manipulate this with my breath. So I'm going to add black paint, which is my background, all the way around all of this stuff. Now I do that because it helps the rest of the paint to move. So what I'll do is I'll put black paint on one side and then I'll blow that paint over to the other side. I hope that makes sense. It makes sense when I do it. But it allows the paint to get covered, and then I switch sides and I go in the opposite direction. So as I said, my base colors I go through a lot of, which is why I buy the cheapest black and white paints that I can get my hands on, because I go through a ton of it. All right, so here's hoping that I don't pass out on live camera because I have asthma and allergies. So do you see how the black started to cover that? That's the whole point, because then it creates all these little micro cells that I'll show you guys. It also creates a huge mess, so there's likely going to wind up being paint on my camera. This blue combo is looking really, really pretty. So far. Now I'm gonna turn it because I can't blow here that way, because A, my boobs will be in this painting, and B, I don't have the lung power for that. Oh, I just splattered paint on everything. There's paint everywhere. Guys, I don't think I've cursed yet. Are we proud of me? Anyone who knows me should be very, very proud. Darn it, you should be very proud. Darn, it's a PG word, right? That might even be a G. I'm doing my best over here. Whoever buys my house when I move, I really hope you know that I had a lot of fun in this basement. Many beautiful things were created, and that's why there's paint everywhere. I'll have to paint my basement. The only person in history is like, I have to paint the basement to move. Now, the thing you can't tell is I was just on my tippy toes to get over here. All right, so I'm going to let this settle for a minute. I'm going to hit it with a little bit of the torch over here. Don't let your kids play with fire. If you're going to do this, do not let your kids play with fire. And if you're an irresponsible adult, don't play with fire. So what does the torch do? Pops bubbles. That's it. That's really all we want it to do as well, is pop bubbles. And bubbles are created when I breathe on this stuff. So I love how this came out. Not a fan of this. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to manipulate it. I'm going to pick it up and move it and see what happens. Who knows? It may be awesome. I may ruin it. And you guys can't tell me because you're in Facebook land and I have the other side of the camera facing me. You're welcome. If you can't tell, I just took a chug of coffee. It's the one thing I have in these difficult times is coffee. So I don't know if you can see all of this paint just start to fall. It's gonna ruin everything I really liked about this. But that's the thing about making these, is you never know what's gonna happen. You may do really, really well. You may hate it. Who knows? We're just rolling the dice every day when I come down here. I'm gonna let you guys watch the paint fall. The canvases across the room have paint spray on them. Alright, so far I'm not disappointed. I like the direct flow in either direction that I've got. But let's see what I can do here. Ooh, this is really pretty, you guys. Right over here, this. You can't see it. I can. Sorry. But this is really pretty, the cells that have come out over here. My iPad is covered in paint. Oh, my poor iPad. All right, what do we want to do? This is the hard part. When I make something that's just on the fly, I don't have a true goal in mind, I wind up just going, what do I do? And that's what I spend most of my time with on these paintings, is going, yep, that's about right. And the other thing, because of the glitters that I used, like you can see it over here, when that dries, that color is going to be totally different. This color is going to be totally different. Anywhere where there's glitter is going to wind up clear pretty much. So it's really unique and hard to tell when you've done something awesome and when you've done something that's total garbage. And I'm almost tempted to just leave this and not do anything else with it because it is kind of neat. But I'm gonna see if I can stretch this a little bit farther just to these corners. That way I'm still going with the initial flow pattern that I already have. Oh yeah, flow baby flow. Ooh, okay. I'm not displeased. I'm gonna turn this around so you guys can watch the paint pour. Because I want to get this corner and you guys won't be able to see it. Ah, we're being attacked by paint. Aww. Everything's coated in paint down here, which I guess you would expect to a degree. Flow, baby, flow. Come on, you can do it. I have faith in you. You're a big, strong painting and you can flow. It's almost like watching glaciers move. Mini glaciers. Floating ice. Who knows? I don't know. Just don't listen to me. I'm an idiot. Come on, get to that corner. That's what I want. A little bit further. A little bit further. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. I believe in you. Oh yeah. That I'm happy with. I am not disappointed. That looks awesome. And if you don't like it, that's a you problem. So there's that. You're welcome. So now that we've reached the end of making the initial design, I'm going to run around the spots where I see there's no paint. This will literally just flood over the edges and just make sure that all of the sides are perfectly covered the way they need to be so they don't look weird on display. That's been the one thing I've had the hardest time mastering, is making sure that my edges look right and that the sides don't have blank spots, because otherwise when you hang it up you're like, what did this lady do? Does she have any idea what she's doing? And then the real answer is no, she really doesn't. She learned this from a YouTube video after a hysterectomy, so there's that. You're welcome. The things that come from when you're stuck in times of crisis and not being able to move. Speaking of, I've had way too much time not being able to work, function, go up and down stairs, leave my house in the past 12 months. 2 different surgeries and now coronavirus. Universe, cut it out. I don't approve. You're totally grounded. So there's that. So, that's a total. Okay. So I'm gonna hit this with a torch one last time, just to make sure that I'm not missing any weird bubbles that I somehow didn't manage to notice. And it gives me a chance to get close to this so I can actually see any spots that are missing paint. Ha, right there. Boof. All right, cool. I think we're good. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna do one last thing. Some of you may cringe at this. This is called sequin black. It doesn't sit the same as the regular black. It is a metallic black, but it can add some really nice things to the painting once you're done. I use it for other stuff, but it's nice. I'm a fan, as you can tell. So that will actually just give the painting slight more depth when it's done, and it just gives it a little bit more interest in these predominantly black spots. So yeah, if you guys, while you're all on quarantine, want to do this, I cannot come to you. That is not a real thing. But I'm more than happy to give you guidance and to like help you find kits on Amazon that make this something you can do with the kids, and make it slightly easier to manage. So if this is something you want to do, please let me know. I'm on the other side of the camera. Hi, Brandy. Hi, Amanda. What's good, you guys? So I'm going to detach this. It's going to get a little wonky for a second, but I want to bring you around. You're going to see my totally messy paint room. Check this guy out. How awesome is that? I've got a ton of paintings up here that have just been sitting for weeks unfinished because the spring market hit and I got super busy. But this is the finished result of the healing painting. How pretty is that? I hope you guys have enjoyed this little lesson. If this is something you want to do with your family, please let me know. I would be happy to walk you through it. I would be happy to give you guidance. If you want to buy all the stuff that I make, tell me. I want it out of my basement. I can send you pictures and links. I'm trying to do everything discounted because I want it gone. With the social distancing going on, it's highly unlikely that there's going to be any types of... Oh, he yelled at me. You rotate your device. It's highly unlikely that there's going to be any type of trade shows going on or craft fairs. So I have a ton of stuff that I need to sell. It'll help me stay alive. It'll help my family keep money in our savings account. So yeah, if you're interested, please tell me. It'll give me motivation to actually get down here and take pictures of everything and post it somewhere. So yeah, thank you for watching. Have a great day. If you have questions, let me know. I'm here to help. I want you guys to learn. I want you guys to do this. I want you guys to stay safe. Oh, check out this hair. I'll see you guys later.